Good evening. So today we will understand the concept of economics. What is economics? Before going into the depth of the concepts of economics, we have to understand what is the meaning of economics first. So as you see in this uh, class today, we will first see the basic concepts like what is scarcity, opportunity cost, what is supply of demand, what is microeconomics, what is macroeconomics, and what are the three basic questions in economics, like what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Economic systems, like types of economic systems, their characteristics, the international economics, like local markets, and at the end, we will learn the conclusion. So, what is the definition of economics? As you can see, economics is just the study of how people, business, and governments make the choices regarding the allocation of resources within economy, right? That is, first of all, we have to see that the resources which are available to us are very scarce. Accordingly, we have to manage our resources so that it the the resources will not go waste. There will be no wastage of resources. So what are the main resources of an economy? Money, time, and goods. Okay. Why money is important? Because with the help of money we can buy goods from the market. Okay. And also when I am buying something from the seller, the money will be the income of that particular seller. So that's why the money, the generation of money within the economy is very important. Secondly, the choices. That is what we have to produce as per the demand of the consumers in the market. Now, who are the consumers? Like the buyers, like us, who will generate demand in the market. So, what is the demand? That is the desire, the purchasing power of the consumers. Like, as per their budget, they're demanding something in the market. And likewise, we are providing that. We means who? The producers. Okay. So we will get to know the demand and supply in the following chapters, in the following videos. But first of all, we have to understand what is the definition of economics and what are the basic concepts related to economics. Thirdly, wants and needs. Like, what are the desires of a particular consumer? Like, desires are endless. Like, I want to buy an iPhone. I want to have diamond rings. I want to have diamond jewelries. I want to have a villa of myself. But does my money income supports all of that? This is the question. So here comes the limitation of my resource. So what is the limitation here? My money. So that is my binding factor, which is limiting me, which is restricting me in getting those goods. Okay. So this is the example of desire. Versus what are the needs? That is, what are the necessities of day-to-day lives? Food, cloth, water. These three things are my necessities. So like it is there that what are the basic necessities of life that are known as needs. So we have to understand the difference between the wants and needs. So the question is, what is the importance? Why we should study economics? What is its importance? Because studying economics will not only help us in analyzing how we should manage our resources or distribute our resources in an effective manner so that the economics teaches us how to make smart choices when the resources are limited. For example, in India, India produces two goods. I'm just taking an example. One is war goods and one is consumer goods. This I often use as an example to my students. So, what are the consumer goods here? Butter. What war goods? Guns. Now, we have to see that what is the ultimate requirement today, whether we have to produce butter for my economy or whether I have to supply guns to my economy. Okay. Now, in generally, we will produce butter because that is my consumer goods. On the other hand, suppose if any war comes, we have to fight with an economy. At that time, it is much important to us to produce guns to, what can I say, to protect our economy. We have to fight back. So there are limitations in our resources. With the help of our available resources, we can produce guns or we can produce butter. So we have to make the choice. Okay. Next is understanding markets. That is, we will come this later. That is, after deciding on the prices, the economics will explain how prices are determined and why things cost what they do. And plan for the future. By studying economics, people can plan for financial stability and future investments. Like, I have this much now, and I have this much saving with me. So, what I can do with this much of saving? I can invest somewhere. I can start in a new business with my accumulated wealth. So, all of this are some of the aspects which leads to the importance to study economics. Fine? I think, am I clear? Now, as you see, there are supply and demand, which is one of the most important part of economics, and that is the basic part. We are demanding, buyers are demanding, and the producers are supplying. So this is the initial demand curve, and this is the initial supply curve in the market. Okay, and this is the initial price. Now, due to the mechanism of demand and supply in the market forces, the prices, the excess demand in the market is pulling the price up from P to P prime. And hence, we are getting the new demand curve as D prime, and the supply was constant, and our new point is equilibrium point is here. So this is how our equilibrium point within a market being decided. Okay. Now we are coming to economic concepts like scarcity, opportunity cost, and supply demand. So what is scarcity? Scarcity means that resources are limited, but people wants and needs are unlimited. This forces us to make choices. That is, we have unlimited demand. After satisfaction of one demand, we generate another demand. Okay. And after that fulfilled, we go to next. So people wants are unlimited. However, the resources with us are limited. Suppose, for example, I have been given a 100 rupees in a day to spend in certain things. Okay, that is my pocket money. In a day is 100 rupees. So with that 100 rupees, what I can do? I can buy one ice cream. I can have some fast food. And maybe I can have some other thing within that 100 rupees. But with that 100 rupees, after meeting all these things, can I go to a cinema hall? Can I go to a restaurant for a good dining or for a good lunch? No. So that is my restriction. That is my limit. Because my budget is constant. My budget is restricting me to do all these things. But my desire, my want within that day is huge. That after I buy my ice cream, I will go to my friend's place and I will take him or her to a movie place. And after that, we will have lunch or dinner. So it will cost around minimum in today's era like 800 to 1,000 bucks. But I don't have that bucks. I have only 100 rupees. So it is scarce resource. Fine. For example, there only one last slice of pizza, but many people want it. The pizza is scarce because there's not enough to satisfy everyone's want. So one pizza bite is left. Sorry, one pizza slice is left. But there are many hands to take it. But only one can get it. So this is the limitation. Fine. Next is, so as you can see in this diagram, in this image. Okay. Next is opportunity cost. What is the meaning of opportunity cost? The fun fact here is that opportunity cost is what you give up when you make a choice. It's the value of the next best alternative you didn't choose. You have $10 and can either buy a book or go to the movies. If you choose the movie, the opportunity cost is the book you didn't buy. Suppose I have two options. I can go to a movie with $10 or I can buy a book with $10. And the cost of both the thing is $10. So if I have to buy a book, I have to sacrifice watching movie. And if I to go for a movie, I have to sacrifice purchasing the book. So this is the cost. What is the cost here? That if I go to movie, I have to sacrifice buying a book. So buying a book is the cost here. Cost means my loss. And opportunity is that I am with that $10, I am able to go to watch a movie. So that is my opportunity. That is my benefit. So in order to get one benefit, I have to sacrifice something. So this is the meaning of opportunity cost. Okay. Next point is return on the best option not chosen minus return on the option chosen. This is my opportunity cost. That is going to work and skipping work. So I have to choose anyone from both. Now it's coming demand and supply. Demand is how much people want to produce product or service and how much they're willing to pay for it. If a new smartphone is released and everyone wants it, the demand is high. People are willing to pay more because the product is popular. If a new smartphone is released, so obviously its demand will be higher in the market. The excess demand will push the price up for the smartphone. Supply is how much of a product or service is available to sell. We have also to check that whether the supply of the phone, whether the stock of the phone is there properly in the market or not. It depends on the price and how much producers are willing to make. Example, a farmer produces 100 apples. If the prices of apple goes up, the farmer may want to grow more apples because it will fetch him more money. Fine. If in the consumer's context, if the price of a product rises, we will not go to buy that product. We will opt to something else. But from the seller's context, if the price of a particular product will increase, he will try to sell it more in the market because it will fetch him more money. So this is the opposite thing goes between demand and supply. You see in this picture, that there are lots of smartphones there because the demand of the smartphones is high. Okay, because if a new smartphone released, everyone wants it, the demand is high. So this is showing this image. Okay, what is this diagram about? This is the initial demand and this is my initial supply. Okay, this is my initial supply and this is my initial supply and this is my initial demand. Okay, now when my quantity is Q1, so this is my initial initial equilibrium point where my supply is S0 and demand is D. Now when the price of apple falls, my quantity demand will automatically increase. Okay, that's why the supply has, the quantity demanded has increased here, Q1 to Q2, fine. Now my new point is here at this point. Okay, now we are coming to difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. What is microeconomics here? Microeconomics is the study of individual decisions made by people, businesses, and households. That is on the small units we are dealing. Okay, the individual decisions made. That is, we are dealing with the individual units. Macroeconomics means we are dealing with all at a time, with an aggregate. For example, imagine a bakery deciding how many cakes to bake each day. The bakery considers the cost of ingredients like flour and sugar and the demand from customers. Microeconomics looks at how this business sets price and maximizes profit while managing its limited resources. Okay, that is how the business will set the price and maximize profit at the time of managing the limited resources. Next is macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is the study of economy as a whole. It looks at large-scale economic factors such as national income, unemployment, inflation. So it is dealing at an aggregate level. When a government looks at the country's overall unemployment rate and decides to create more jobs by investing in infrastructure projects, it's using macroeconomics to influence the entire economy. So in order to influence the entire economy, the government is taking decisions on an aggregate level. So this is macroeconomics. Now, the most important, one of the important part in this chapter is the three basic questions of economics. What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So depending on the demand of the customers, the producers have to decide that what they will produce, like whether they will produce more food or whether they will produce more technology or whether they will produce more other products. For example, should a farmer grow wheat or vegetables? They have to decide what is the demand currently in the market. Now, how to produce? The factors of production, that is with the help of which they will produce the goods and services, like whether the particular producer will use more workers to produce a good or more technology, so that the producer have to make a decision. And for whom to produce? That is, should a company make luxury cars for wealthy customers or affordable cars for everyone? So should the company will go to the niche market or it will produce cars for all, affordable rate, so that all the people from mediocre level to the high income earners can purchase the car. So this we have to decide. The economy have to decide. Now there is coming types of economic systems. Traditional economy, command economy, market economy, mixed economy. Traditional economy, an economy based on customs, traditions, and historical practices. Economic decisions are often passed down from generation to generation. For example, in rural areas, people may farm or hunt in the same ways their ancestors did, trading goods without money. So this is a traditional economy, what our rural areas people follows. Okay. Command economy means planned economy. Like the government controls, the government takes all the decisions in this economy. For example, in North Korea, the government makes most of the decisions, such as setting prices and deciding what goods should be available. Next is market economy, capitalism. That is, it is entirely based on the individuals and the business in a free market, where supply and demand determine prices, production, and distribution. In the US, companies decide what to produce based on consumers. So it is depending totally in their hand on the individual decisions. Mixed economy is both government and free market principles. Okay, the economy is a combination of both government control and free market principles. So the government intervene in certain areas, and the private and the individual units interfere in certain areas. So these are some of the pictures of the economics. This is traditional economy. This is the government-based economy. This is market economy, and this is mixed economy. That is both capitalism and socialism. Next, we're coming international economics. Like now, we are setting ourselves free. We are getting a knowledge of international economics. We are not only concentrated in local markets. We are going beyond local markets. That is, we can export our commodities to other nations, to foreign nations, beyond our boundaries. Like international markets refers to the global exchange of goods and services between countries. It involves buying and selling products across national borders, where businesses and governments trade with international partners. So international currency is good as compared to Indian currency. So if we export the goods and services outside, we can get good value. So we will try to establish our products. We will try to sell our products, market our products in the international or global economy, which will fetch us good money. Now, the last point, what are the importance of economics in daily life? So what is the conclusion? That is, it helps us in building rational behavior. It helps in investment decisions. It helps in economic issues. It helps in fighting economic issues. It helps in forecast and proper planning. And also it helps in analyzing what is the opportunity and what is the cost of us. So I think this introductory session will be very helpful for the students, for all of you. And we will soon go to our next class. Till then, take care. Have a nice time. Bye.